Back with another one. Hey, I appreciate all the love. Y'all ran me up real fast. I really appreciate it. Y'all went crazy on the short. I said I was gonna do a cash giveaway when I hit 500 subscribers. Y'all shot past that. Appreciate the love, so I still have to do that cash giveaway. Probably after this video, I'm gonna drop another video. I'm gonna have a keyword in it. You put the first person that comment gets the money. You know what I'm saying? Cash App or Apple Pay, however y'all want to do that. So salute to everybody who tapped in, ran up my shorts, ran up some of my videos. Now it's time to get back to it. I appreciate all the support. That shit was love, right? So boom, let's get back to it. Lil Durk, past week or two, they have been speaking on the Lil Durk situation about him possibly getting bond and was looking good for him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people rooting for Durk. A lot of people not, but, it is what it is. So, as they was ramping up that Durk has a good possibility for bond, which I still think he might still have a good chance at bond, because his father did a statement after this last bond hearing where they denied it. So, they're saying Durk is in good spirits. Durk family like they in good spirits. We all know they probably want him home. That'd be a tough situation, especially the head of the family, is away. But his bond was denied for the second time. But it wasn't his real judge. It wasn't his trial judge. You know what I'm saying, per se. It was another judge. Y'all know how they be doing, having judges fill in and, do their own thing with it or whatever. And a lot of times, sometimes don't fill in judge. That's all they there to do, just fill in. Like, they don't really want to call no shots or make no moves. You know what I'm saying? They've been through it, but, he probably get another bond here soon. But what I wanted to say too is it's like once they was ramping up the whole Lil Durk might get bond. It's looking good for him. His lawyers is going to work. You know what I'm saying? Drew Friendly has been, frontlining this whole little situation. Then, out of Chicago, here they come with a superseding indictment, which is crazy. On top of that, the guys that allege, took on the M for hire on the Mac guy, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he was in jail, or I don't know if he was down the road or whatever, chain gang somewhere, I don't know. But he was behind them walls talking too much. Whole time he's talking to an informant. I'm talking about little buddy mouth was running crazy in that room, bro. Like, I'm talking about talking too much about shit he shouldn't be talking about. But, these guys is doing it for the clout. They doing it for the status. On top of that, they doing it to have they self look a certain way to other guys behind these walls. You know what I'm saying? And making it, to give out that impression that they like that, they own that, they'll do that. But the whole time, these dudes is telling on themselves. So when I seen not read, because the page that I watch it from, you know what I'm saying, he reads it all for you. But what I seen, what he read or heard what he read, I'm like, dude talking way too much about stuff he shouldn't be talking about. But on top of that too, if you ask me personally, that it don't seem like Smirk sent them boys to do nothing. It seemed like them boys went and did that in hopes of getting some paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't seem like Smirk contacted them or his people got in touch with them and them boys went and did what they did. Nah, them boys went and did something, probably off some hearsay stuff in the streets, because, somebody can say something, and then next thing and then, once that person say it, the mouth that it really came from, it gets down to 1, 2, and 3 people. By that time, the story starts changing, stuff start, don't be nothing like what he said or what he was speaking on, but it changes and it switches, the course of what was really said. So now, these dudes is, thirsty for the clout, but on top of that, they want some of this bread. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, they want this bread. So, you know, these dudes go out and do something on their own, which it seemed like to me in hopes of getting paid, but not. And a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, well, what?" One of the guys was in the $1 million worth of game interview. True, he was right, one of them. But who's to say, man? Listen, they from Chicago. You don't know if these, like, you know, it was a lot of guys in that room. You know, and by it being a lot of guys in that room, that meaning like somebody who might have knew of the interview or whatever might have brought somebody with them and brought somebody else with them, and these guys might have brought that guy with them in hopes of, if Durk so happened to pay these dudes, hey bro, give me a cut off of that because I brought you around Durk for you to get paid. You would have had no contacts with him. So, you know, could have been one of them type things where somebody else, some third party, second third party brought him in hopes of getting a piece of the bread that he might get if he gets some money for just bringing him around. Or otherwise, he probably wouldn't have been in the room. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, these situations, man, they get tricky. You already know them blue and yellow jackets, they don't play a fair game. They never will play a fair game. And they going to trump the charges up and they going to make it look worse than what it is. Like, you know, people was getting excited that Durk might get a bond. What they do? They hit him with this, you know, the second superseding indictment on some, hey, don't let this guy out. He been wilding, you know what I'm saying? He's on this type of time. He's a threat, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's, you know, just making it look bad. So, you know, a judge hearing that, especially not your real judge, your trial judge, she's hearing all this. And by her filling in, you know what I'm saying? She might know a little bit of the case, but she ain't all the way tuned in. She know enough to be able to sit in and do a bond hearing. But by her hearing all this, she looking like, man, or he or she probably looking like, I can't make these decisions. You know what I'm saying? I got to leave that to the head judge on this case, you know what I'm saying, to make the decision to give him bond. He did ask for bond to be on the ankle monitor, you know, to be around the clock, 24-hour security like a young boy, you know what I'm saying? Which I thought for a sec he was going to get it because his lawyer, Drew Finley, doing a good job, man. One of the best lawyers in America, if not the best, you know what I'm saying? Straight out the A, you feel me? But, you know, Durk was denied bond again. I'm just going to play a little clip from the dude channel, Seti Nash. Y'all check him out. But I'm finna insert his video, let y'all hear, you know, what the young dude was saying. And, you know, what kind of, you know, ramp this second superseding indictment up.
So it's just getting crazy. Montgomery Wilson recorded statements to the CS. On January 6, 2023, Montgomery Wilson was convicted of being a felon in possession of a firearm, 19 CR 1258-201, in possession of a stolen motor vehicle, 22 CR 4977-01, in the Circuit Court of Cook County, Illinois, and sentenced to 4 years imprisonment. While he was in IDOC custody, the FBI arranged to have another IDOC, there go the feds, inmate, the CS, share a cell with Montgomery Wilson for the purpose of recording their conversations. Montgomery Wilson told the CS that he killed May, whom he referred to by Mac's nickname, Youngin, to collect the bounty that had been put out for Mac's murder. Exhibit B to Powell's motion for severance, docket 111, at 2:25:28. Sorry, it's really blurred how I'm looking at it. I should have just enhanced this, but whatever. Matter of fact, let's do this. I'm just going to turn it sideways so y'all can see it better. So yeah, where were we at? All right. Montgomery Wilson explained that a member of the Risky Road street gang was the inside source who located Mac and was in phone contact with Powell, whom he referred by to Powell's nickname, Marley, on the day of Mac's murder. Phone records reflect that on the afternoon of the shooting, Powell was in phone contact with a suspected member of the Risky Road street gang who was present at the Youth Peace Center that day. In the course of discussing that murder, Montgomery Wilson told the CS that he had shot another victim 4 days earlier using an AR and the same car. But Youngin, an older motherfucker, so he was in a little program for feds, shorty. So whole time he going out, he don't really be talking to motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But shorty and them end up knowing who he was and put their homie on point. And they put Marley on point. So I just, on Mike, I just dropped little Fred off. You feel me? What I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? I just dropped little Fred off. Remind you, probably 4 days ago, this same car that I used to fuck dude up, that I was just telling you at Johnson at an Inglewood 63rd, right? Across from Murder's crib. Nigga with an AR. Bruh. Ain't no way in hell. This guy, bruh, what? On February 22nd, 2022, 2 individuals ambushed individual A outside Urban Prep Academy Eaglewoods campus located near the intersection of South Princeton Avenue on West 63rd Street. Individual A, who survived the shooting but was subsequently killed in August 2022, reported that prior to the shooting, he had been watching a baseball game at Urban Prep Academy. After he left the game, individual A observed the 2 shooters get out of the black Chrysler 300 that had been waiting for him in the parking lot. The Chicago Police Department case supplementary report is attached as Exhibit 10, an examination of shell casings from the shooting of individual A on January 22nd established that they were fired from the same Ruger AR 5.56 that Montgomery Wilson used to kill Mack on January 27th. During jail recording, Montgomery Wilson explained that he picked Powell up before the shooting. But they man called Marley. Marley got the inside source on. I called Marley. Man, where are you at? Man, I'm at the crib on 103rd on Mike. I'm going to grab you. Even though I ain't never did shit with him before. I done heard of him getting wild. He ain't got no, or nothing. He done got some attempts. You feel what I'm saying? Little fluky shit. But he don't really be getting wild. Oh my God. Wow. Cell site records reflect that Powell's phone and Montgomery Wilson's phone used cell towers in the vicinity of Powell's residence, respectively, at around 2 p.m. and 2:05 p.m. that day of the shooting. Powell's phone and Montgomery Wilson's phone then used cell towers located at the vicinity of the Youth Peace Center between around 2:15 p.m. and 2:22 p.m. As discussed above, Montgomery Wilson and Powell entered the Youth Peace Center parking lot at around 2:22 p.m. Montgomery Wilson's phone remained at the location until it was recovered by law enforcement. Following the shooting, Powell's phone was not abandoned. Instead, minutes after the shooting, Powell called Montgomery Wilson's phone, which had been left behind in the abandoned Chrysler. During jail recording, Montgomery Wilson described pulling into the Youth Peace Center parking lot with Powell and waiting for Mack to come outside. Man, this is insane, man. This is like, bro, what the hell, man? I don't even want to read this, but I have to. It's stupid and compelling. Am I right or wrong? Y'all hit the like button so we can get a discussion going on in here. The more y'all hit the like button, man, the more that people are going to come up in here, man. I told on Mike, we pull up, nigga, his homie calling his homie, and we pull up to the lot. They tell us, man, there's an armed security guard. I'm cool on Mike. I tell Marley, nigga, you ain't got to do shit, nigga. Keep the security guard off us, nigga. On my dead knees. Don't you ain't got to do shit, nigga. Make sure the security guard stay in his place, shorty. Keep an eye on the security guard, nigga. We pull up, nigga, on Mike. We waited right there like 20 minutes, nigga. I'm on FaceTime video with Lil Fred, and they, man, keep on FaceTime. I want to hear the shots. I want to hear this shit, nigga. Nigga ain't even supposed to make it that far. Nigga, the only reason he made it that far, folk, I had a big-ass gun, and I really don't want to be trying to shoot from no distance. I'm really trying to get on top of you. Docket number 111 at 15:58, 16:39. At that point, the CS interrupted Montgomery Wilson to ask what kind of gun he used. Montgomery Wilson said he used an ARP, docket number 11. So here you go, right here, bro. The same shit. Montgomery Wilson. Yeah, I had the standard, folk, with a 60 round in that bitch on Mike. Let 3 shots out. When he first came out, Marley said to me, wait until he gets to his car. Your ass tweaking. By the time he gets to his car, that's enough time to get piped. CS. Scratch off anything, Montgomery Wilson. Man, well, as soon as he makes it halfway out between our car and his car, bust door down. He already on the car when he first came out the door. CS. He on your car? He was on our car when he first came out the door. He looked, we behind tent. Car, running. It's quiet, though. It's a 300. I'm like, throw the door. Don't. I swing that bitch towards the door because there's a nigga, his little mentor dude came out with him. I ain't even shoot him. I just made him run back in. By this time, Marley tossing him down. The mentor dude? Montgomery Wilson, huh? CS, the mentor dude. Montgomery Wilson, no. He tossing Youngin down. He tossing him down, shorty. So, docket 111 at 16:54, 48, as discussed above. The Youth Peace Center video surveillance footage shows that as he walked across the parking lot, Mack looked over as the shooters Chrysler 300, Mac's mentor at the UP Center, was standing by the door. When the shooting began, Mac's mentor ran back inside. During the jail recording, Montgomery Wilson then described how he chased down and killed Mac. I chased him on Mike. As I'm chasing him, shorty, I braced up in the field, let off 4-5 shots. He never fell. On Mike, he never fell. So I'm like, I don't think I hit him. You get what I'm saying? He's steady running, though. You feel what I'm saying? He hit, though. You can tell he hit. Due to the fact, shorty, you get to losing breath. You get to slowing down on Mike. He got a distance on me. On Mike, I'm on his ass. He fell. On Mike. He cried. He tried to go across the tracks. Fall, nigga. He fall. Nigga be scared. He fumbling to get up. He finally get up on Mike. He running on my dead niece. Last time I seen that nigga face, his eyeballs was big, nigga. I'm here, bitch. Come here. He fall, You ain't getting back up after. Pow, 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 pow. Right over. Pow, pow. Headshot. Come here. I'm gone. Document number 1751-1847. Argument. The court should deny defendant's motion for severance. Contrary to Powell's arguments, the admission of Montgomery Wilson's statements to a cellmate were not testimonial and, as such, do not implicate the confrontation clause. Instead, the statements are admissible against both defendants at trial pursuant to Federal Rule of Evidence 804b3 as statements against the declarant's interest. Montgomery Wilson's statements do not implicate the confrontation clause because they were not testimonial. As statements that Montgomery Wilson made to the CS during the jailhouse recording were not testimonial and therefore do not implicate confrontation clause, the Sixth Amendment's confrontation clause provides that in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to be confronted.
Now, as y'all see, as y'all hear, dude was talking about unaliving somebody. Like, this is a game of Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? He talking about this like this is a GTA video game. But it's actually real life, and he's in a cell talking to I want to say FBI informant or just an informant, period. You know what I'm saying? Let me not put a name on it. Y'all see the paperwork. Y'all see what's being explained and what he's saying. But throughout all this talking, you would think a dude that's talking this much, you know what I'm saying, at this point, he really just don't care. But if he was sent by Lil Durk to go do anything, that would have been one of the things he said. Because it would have gave him a little, some clout being inside there. That he has connections for Durk, he taking his for, doing this and this and that. But he never mentions that. He just speaks on him getting busy and, him being a wild dude. He explained about, he gave y'all, he took y'all on the whole drill with him. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how he chased somebody down, talking about how he told the Marley dude, hey, you ain't got to do nothing. You sit right here, you watch security. He talking about how he chased him down, how he stood over him, did whatever. Dude is out of his mind, talking like that. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, doing that at like a community peace center, which I think that's what made that little situation federal, because I think that peace center or that building is federally funded. So dude wild out on that. You know what I'm saying? He obviously don't care about, life or living or being free ever again. But we have to, be fair on this and not biased. As much talking that as he was doing, you would think he would say, hey, me, I was this and that with Lil Durk, or I did this for Lil Durk. Unless them people are trying to hold that part of that conversation in the back pocket, just in case Durk lawyers come out with some good news. Y'all already seen how that got when, his lawyers, did an awesome job on getting him near a bond where, like I said, the talks had ramped up on Durk possibly getting a bond, and then that came out, the little Chicago situation. By the way, the dude was Stephon Mack too. I called him Mack. I couldn't remember his first name in the beginning, but yeah, dude named Stephon Mack that was unalive by, the guys that's doing all the talking. You know what I'm saying? That, the Chicago FBI field office is trying to say Durk paid for that situation or whatever. So, a lot of people gonna say, on $1 million worth of game, Durk came up there with all that money. And if Durk didn't give the dude no money, why would he do an interview with all that money with you know what I'm saying, one of the guys present. Like I told y'all, it could have been maybe a second, third, maybe even fourth party person that brought him in, hoping to, you know what I'm saying, possibly get a cut off some bread if Lil Durk ever, you know what I'm saying, asked him to do any of that. So we don't know. Uh, like what we all do know this is that he's being charged, you know what I'm saying, for the unaliving, the hiring of a unaliving in LA, and now Chicago's coming out with their paperwork or whatever, trying to make sure it's very, very tough on him to get a bond. So we gonna stay tapped in. We gonna keep our eyes and ears open, you know what I'm saying? And any new news come in, we bring it to y'all. But I'm gonna end this right here. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tapping in, and make sure y'all go subscribe, man. The only way y'all gonna be able to win this cash giveaway, you gotta be subscribed. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give it to somebody who's really supporting. Like I said, I had a big influx of subscribers come through. I really appreciate y'all, but y'all did the main thing, and that's subscribe. So definitely keep your eyes open, ears out for the next video, and I'm gonna drop that keyword in the next video. So the first person who drops that keyword in the comment first will get the cash giveaway.